to BeautyEmo'ne YouTube channel. You should already know what this video is going to be about because it's in the title below. And it's going to be about my stalker that I have at my job. I'm not going to say what job that I work at because due to the fact that this incident did happen, I don't want to accumulate or try to persuade any more stalkers to come to my job. So I'm just going to make up a job place. So it was this Thursday. So I worked a shift of, I'm not gonna say the times, but just say it was like a night shift that I worked, and it's a clothing store that I work at. So, and my job duty is to work with merchandise. So I'm basically the one that's designing and changing the store around to new stuff that they send us. So basically like a visual lead. I'm not like the head lead, but I'm like a visual under management. So I'm like more control of everything, and then like they like my manager and they tell me like stuff that I need to change or something like that. So that was my job. I was in the store and I was at this table that we have. It's like this like folding cart. That was called, folding cart that we had, and you're supposed to, you know, fold stuff on there. So I'm by a table and I'm folding up and putting down new t-shirts that we had got in days ago. So I'm folding in, you know, just in my zone, just focusing on trying to fold it right, making sure everything is perfect. And then this guy walks in, and it's like, he walks in, I look at him, right? You know, I like smile, whatnot, and I look back down, but then I felt his eyes on me. Like, you know how when you look away, but you can still feel somebody staring at you, and he's walking towards me slowly and keep watching me. So at that point, that was like a red flag to me, because I'm like, I'm looking down, folding, and I'm like, okay, what is going on? Like, why is he, you know, watching me? Because I could feel him watching me, like, and then why is he walking in slow like that? Like, what's up with it? So the way the space was, so he walking towards me, there's a rack in front of me, and then there's me, there's a cart, and then there's me, and then in the back of me there's like this little space that you can like go around me to go to the other side to get towards where the t-shirt cart was. And it was just like this, I'm telling you, like, it was a little space, so where you had to like, you know, be like, oh, I'm so sorry, let me get through, or I'll have to move for you to get through. So like, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm just trying to like brush it. I'm like, okay, maybe he's not looking at me, maybe he's looking at something, looking at fixtures behind me. So, you know, I'm just still continuing to work, and then all of a sudden, like, he finally passes me, but then like I feel like this wind, a breeze of him. So it's like he's walking really close behind me. He circles around me, and I'm like, I'm turned like this, and I'm like, okay, like, what in the world? So like I'm trying to move myself and turn around so then he won't be so close to me. And then he finally gets around me to this side, and then he stops and look at me. He's like, this is what he said, like right off the bat, I promise you what I'm saying about this story is legit true. Like, it's mind-blowing. So I'm looking at him, and I know, because I have bad face expression, like I know my face expression is probably like, what the fuck do you want, nigga? So he look at me, he say, you can quit your job right now because I could take care of you. And I was like, I was puzzled, because I was like, excuse me? I'm like, because I'm trying to register and see if that's really what he said. And he was like, you can quit your job because I could take care of you. And I was like, no, thank you. He was like, also, I drive a Benz. And I was like, okay, what do they have to do with anything? Because I don't care anything about no materials. Like, I'm not a materialistic person. So what do they have to do with anything? He was like, and he started laughing. He was like, oh, I was just kidding with you. That was just a joke. I was just trying to figure out what type of female you are. And I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, so I see that you're not a materialist, and I'm not either. He was like, why you keep looking at me? Is it because of how I'm dressed? Like you think like I'm a bum or something? And I'm like, I'm like, okay. So, you know, I'm thinking that's it. So I'm still continuing to focus on my task and working, and he's still staring at me. So I'm like, why is he still standing here? Like, what? Why? I mean, is he trying to have a conversation? So I was like, okay. I just spoke up. I'm sorry. Like, cause like, he was a customer, so I was not trying to be so rude. So then I like, you know, I won't be getting in trouble because of me trying to be rude. You know, he tried to like flip the script or something. So I'm like, where are you trying to get? Like, where are you trying to go with this conversation? That's what I said. Wait, like, where is this conversation trying to go? Like, what are you trying to say to me? He was like, oh, well, what's your name? So I was like, you know, being me, you know, he's a customer, I'm the worker. So I'm like, Asia. He's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah. So that's all. Like, it's like I'm keep one word in him. And if you can, as a real man, or if a female see me, they would have seen like my facial expressions and the way I was speaking, like, okay, sir, I don't want to talk to you anymore. If you're not talking about work, my job, about me helping you with finding an item or helping something, then there's no other thing we need to talk about. So I'm in my head, like, why is he not getting the hint that I don't want to talk to him unless he's talking about business? So he's like, oh, so you're not going to ask what my name is? And I was like, no, because I don't want to know what your name is. He was like, oh, did you just say you don't want to know what my name is? And I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, well, that's all you had to say, you know, just be real. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to know what your name is. That's why I didn't ask. If I want to know what your name was, I would have asked what's your name. He was like, oh, okay. He was like, well, could I call you sometime? And I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Before he said, can I call you sometime? He was like, do you have a man? And I was like, maybe. Maybe. Why? He was like, because I want to call you sometime. And I was like, I don't think so. First of all, if I don't want to know what your name is, why would I want you to call me? Huh? That makes no sense. Like, why do I want you to call me if I didn't ask what your name was? Like, what, I'm just going to give my number to a stranger that I didn't even ask who their name was, that I'm not even acknowledging, not even giving the time of day to even look at you. Like, I'm not even looking at him. I'm still focusing on what I'm doing, because I'm just like, can you just walk away? Can you just get the hint and just walk away? So then after that, he was like, damn, I'm trying to remember what he said, because like, y'all, this is crazy. I think I just had a brain freeze. Oh, this one I said, do you have, I said, okay, I said, so since you lied about having the Benz, I said, so do you have a car? Because after he asked me, you know, can I get his car? I was like, do you have a car? He was like, yeah, I have a Nissan. I was like, okay. I said, do you have a job? Now at this time, I'm actually looking at him. I'm talking to him, addressing him. I was like, do you even have a job? He was like, oh, well, no, not at the moment. I don't have a job because I'm trying to get my CDLs and I'm trying to work to get my job. You know, trying to work to get my license. So at this moment, I'm unemployed, but I'm working on it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that was another red flag. I'm like, It was too many red flags in this conversation. I'm just like, no. So then he keeps trying to talk to me, y'all. And I'm like, I was on the verge of just saying, leave me the fuck alone and let me work. Because I don't want to fucking talk to you. I don't want your fucking number. I don't want to know what your fucking name is. I just need you to leave me the fuck alone so I can be here to just do my fucking job. You making it difficult for me to do my job because you keep wanting to fucking talk to me and you're not even talking business. Like, just leave me alone. That's what I was saying in my head. That's what I wanted to say to him so bad. But at the end of the day, he still was a customer. So I couldn't do that. So he's still talking. So this is how I played. I was in my head. I was like, okay, what can I do? I have to come up with a lie, come up with something so that I can just get away from him so he can leave me alone. So mind you now, we were earpiece at our job. So like, I was like making it seem like somebody called me. I was like, hold on for 1 minute. I said, they called me in the back. I have to go do something for them, right? Mind you now, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe if I go ahead and go to the back, sit back there for, a couple minutes, he will leave. No, y'all. I was sitting back there for 15 minutes. 15 minutes before this guy actually left. And then I'm not talking about like he left the store, but he was still standing outside the store looking in the mirror. I mean, like, not looking in the mirror, but looking through the glass, because our store is a glass. Still looking through the glass. So I'm like, over the heads, I'm like telling my manager, like, what's up? Like, the reason why I had to go to the back to go ahead and tell her what's up, because I didn't want him to see me going to go tell my manager on him. So there won't be any type of conflict or any, so everything will just won't blow up. Try to stay calm as possible. So I set up the headset, I told her what was up, and she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep it watch. She was like, just stay back there, you know, work on something else back there, and then just keep asking me, you know, if I see him. So she was like, okay, yeah, you can come back out. He left. But she was like, oh, wait a minute, he's still outside the mirror. I was like, okay, well, I'm not about to have this man stop me from doing my job. So I was like, I'm just gonna come out, and hopefully he just don't come back in the store. So then I'm folding. I'm so uncomfortable because I know that he's outside the mirror, and I can still feel him looking at me, because the way that where I was standing there at my station, you can look at me from a long distance, and I still can feel him looking at me, and I'm trying my hardest not to make any eye contact with him at all. So I'm just still continuing to work. And I'm just like, and my manager's like, you know what, girl, I got your back. If he comes in here, I'm just going to stay in here and I'm gonna talk to you, and I'm just going to try to get him to get away from you or whatnot. So I'm in there, and he comes back in again, right? And my manager's like, hey, how can I help you? You know, he was like, oh, I'm just in here to talk to my friend. In my head, I'm like, first of all, you are not my friend. Do not lie. You are not my friend. I do not know who you are, sir. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, but we don't let friends come in here and talk to each other and hang out. And he was like, oh, well, she's not my friend, I'm a customer. She was like, oh, okay, well, what can I help you with? You know, we have all these promotion stuff going on and stuff like that. He was like, oh, okay. And then he was still standing there, and then she was like, okay, is there anything you need help with? I mean, you need help look for anything? And he was like, what did he say? They would say, y'all, I was trying to laugh. I was not trying to laugh his face. In my mind, I was trying to hold it in. Excuse me. In my mind, I was trying to hold it in. But, you know, he's still, you know, whatchamacallit, or whatever. And he was like, oh, so she did this. So she told you to do this. And she was like, what are you talking about? He was like, she did not tell me anything. She's actually sitting here working on a task right now, and she can't talk to anybody. I got her working on stuff, and I need her to focus on getting this task done before the night over with. He was like, oh, so what, she's new? And she was like, no, she's not new. She's a very good worker. She's been here a long time, but I really got her working on a task right now. And he was like, and it was like he wasn't even believing it. It was like he was still standing there like looking at me, looking at her, and I'm like, go, you don't get the hint to leave, go, or whatnot. So he was like, oh, okay, well, you don't have to explain yourself. I understand you don't have to explain yourself and nothing like that. And she was like, okay, well, I was just, you know, just letting you know, that somebody else in the store can help you, because she's really focused on this task right here right now. So then he finally leaves, and he's still standing out there. And I'm just telling my manager, I was like, you know what? Thank you so much. Like, really, thank you so much. And she was like, no problem. She's like, if he keep coming in here, then like I will make sure like I call security and stuff like that, since you're so uncomfortable. And I was just like, wow, that is so weird. Mind you, he was not even my type, and plus he was an older man. Like he was nowhere near like his style, the way he taught. It was like, it's a no-no. First of all, if you're trying to smooth talk me or trying to get my number or trying to do anything with me, don't start off that way. First of all, don't start off trying to lie and then try to make it as a joke. Like, no, because then I can't believe nothing you say. You just lost all your trust because you just already started lying from the beginning. Then the way you kept looking at me like I was a full course meal or something, I didn't like that. Like that was very uncomfortable. And then on top of that, he had to be like an alcoholic, or he must have had some alcohol, because his breath just smelled like alcohol. That's all I kept smelling. I would try not to from my face, and I'm just like, no. So that's my experience. The moral of the story is, ladies, like, please look out for red flags, and try to at least have like a friend or somebody around you that can help you out, like my manager did, which was a blessing. Yeah, so that's just pretty much it. I'm okay now. I just hope and pray that he like doesn't come back, but just like, comment, subscribe to my channel. You know, just tell me, you know, any comments, anything, any other videos you want me to talk about. Just to let you know that I did upload a previous video before this one talking about my trip to Atlanta, which is where I'm at right now. I am going to be dropping a lot of videos. My next video is going to be another story time, which is going to be really juicy. So please watch that. I also posted another video yesterday as well. It was about me getting my tattoo, which I got right here. And then I also got this one. I didn't do a video on getting this one because it was really quick. It was like a 6-minute, 5-minute tattoo. The longest one that took the most was this one, so I uploaded this one. This actually hurt. Like, y'all, this hurt, okay? Like, it's still sore because it's like still fresh, I guess. But just make sure you just like, comment, subscribe on my channel, and I really do appreciate it. I love you all. And like, if you new, please subscribe. Like, please. I love y'all.